So, you want to hear another story, huh?
Hi everyone, welcome to Rainy Day Let's Play. I'm Solon, and I am really glad to introduce you to Borderlands 2. I usually don't speak over cutscenes as much as I can, but to be honest, this is not a complicated story. I understand there's probably a number of people who would be watching this that are pretty familiar with Borderlands and Borderlands 2, but for those who are not, purple stuff came out of the ground. Bad guys want the purple stuff for their own greedy economic reasons. We want purple stuff for researching reasons and to learn more about the mysteries of what it means. It's not a complicated story, but very visually represented well here. Anyways, welcome to Rainy Day Let's Play. It's a program that I've kind of put together in order to critically examine games in a really deep way. Let's Plays really allow for that deep, excavation of a game, because you're spending so much time with it. In a game like Borderlands 2, where you're spending, 20 hours or so with it, you can really dig into a lot of different things with gaming culture, all sorts of things. Anyways, here's our 4 players, or representations of them. We have Saxton, Maya, that's right, Saxton, Maya, Salvador, and Zero, who are the Commando, the Siren, Gunzerker, and Zero is the Assassin. And this is our villain, Handsome Jack. So, kind of stepping on the story's toes here, but for good reason, because this cutscene really kind of explains things a lot better. For people who are familiar with the first Borderlands, this is very similar to the original, but then it'll all change in a second once the cool music hits. This is obviously the original way that Pokemon were caught before Silph came in. Now we'll just put them in the back of the truck and it'll be ours, and we'll fight the gym leaders with them. That was actually just a dummy. That was not a person. In case you were worried. Small man, you are drunk. That is not where people go on cars. That is also not where cars go. That is where trains go. Uh-oh, heads up. I saw that coming. I knew it. By the way, that train is not a train. It's a sky train. Who'da thunk? So suck it, gravity. So welcome to Pandora. These are our 4 characters that we'll get to choose from. We'll be choosing Saxton. Just, by the way, thought I'd spoil it for you. So this will be our character, but the other 3 characters will be also choices. The idea of the Commando is that you get to shoot a lot of people really fast, and you get your little turret buddy to help you out with stuff. Maya, the Siren, is very good at manipulating combat situations and having enemies help her fight. Ways one could get into what that means is her being a woman, but we'll get to that later. Salvador as the non-white person, which is stretching it, but counts. You gotta give, Gearbox a break. They're Dallas-based, so I'm really proud that as far as a game called Borderlands, they have a person of Latino descent. Is pretty awesome. And Zero, who is the ninja. Gunzerker, very basic. He gets 2 guns. I've played quite a bit as Salvador, and it's pretty much like that. You get another gun. In case one was not enough.
Y'all think you're the heroes of this little adventure, but you're not.
Oh god, it's Abraham Lincoln. Whoa, heads up, cameraman. Might want to catch this one. Train coming at you. Alright, so here's our first place to select our characters. You can see the 4 of them at the bottom. But the only other character that I didn't bring up is Zero, who is special because he and I think the Gunzerker also have special abilities to where they could specialize in melee, in physical attacks instead of just guns, which is kind of interesting. Maya has more of this magical imbuance with her, he's also Zero also has that big sword.
Handsome Jack's been busy.
It's time to wake up, hero.
Wait a minute.
It's true.
Dead.
I am not dead.
Yes. Now I can get off this glacier.
I would not identify myself as dead or having any kind of deadness.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am a CL4P TP steward bot, but my friends call me Claptrap. Or they would if any of them were still alive, or had existed in the first place. Oh, I've got something for you.
Put this in your brain.
Take this echo communicator that I totally didn't loot from one of these corpses. It comes with a Class 12 heads-up display, complete with a mini-map. Now, come, friend. Let's get
I'm
inside.
just gonna, you know, as much as one could, just walk the other way.
Now that I've met a mighty vault hunter, I can finally join the resistance in Sanctuary, take vengeance against Jack for killing my product line, and repair my central processor. So
Just gonna not listen.
I wonder what it's like to have a belly button.
I'll explain everything soon.
Ah,
Know this.
head angels.
You're alive for a reason, and I am here to help you.
How does she talk? With all that wind blowing in her face. I'm right here. Alright, anyways. I'm Solon. I'm representing our Rainy Day Let's Play. Thanks for joining us. And kind of one of the main goals here is to critique and analyze a game using the long form that a Let's Play allows. So, as we go through this, we're gonna try to dig really, really deep into this game. To start, though, we're gonna have to start really, really shallow, basically explaining how the game works and what we're doing with this first episode. So this is a sequel. A lot of this introduction involves A, learning the controls, and B, kind of involving yourself within what the game is trying to tell you, which is complicated because it's a sequel. And the weird thing about video game sequels is they have this role they have to play where they have to reteach the player.
The creatures around here are dangerous. None more than this bullywong named Knuckletrap. Kills everyone I know. Anywho, I keep a pistol in the cabinet over there for emergencies. But in here, we should be pretty safe. Ah! Ah!
So, in here, we're not very safe, obviously. We're gonna have to fix that. And those are pretty much our stakes right now. Oh my god, the violence. Robotic violence.
Ooh. The gun in the cabinet. Ooh.
So we managed to complete our first quest, which was walk and hit buttons. Very, very simple right away.
But their time has passed. Thanks to Handsome Jack, Pandora needs a new hero.
Basically, they're going to retell the first story, the story of the first game, as well as having you learn or relearn the controls of the newest game. Very different from movies or comics or books that may have other ways of attuning the reader into what's going on immediately. Or not. Sometimes they can choose to not do that. Games, because of how new they are, don't necessarily have that same luxury, which is interesting. And in some ways they do, because like how this is a first-person shooter, there's a lot of things like spatial reasoning type things that are assumed. and that kind of makes... Usually, people postulate the difficulty of a video game as a curve, but a lot of these first-person shooting games are actually have a barrier of entry before that learning curve, in which you have to navigate what it means to play a first-person game.
Stick close to the robot.
So outside of that, though, I should probably explain what's going on here. Is I'm picking up all of these groups of ammo. I just picked up my first weapon, which is a pistol. There's many different forms of weapons in this game, as we'll see. But the most primary form is the point and shoot pistol. One shot, one bullet. They're not messing with any of the little data points of firing a weapon, but we'll see a lot more of that later in the game. That's most of the charm of the game, in fact. So we've been encountering these enemies that are called monglets, or bullymongs, or they're bestiality or animalist breed. I don't know. They're kind of like the skags of the first game, but ice version. The thing about this game versus the last one is that it is ice world versus the orange desert world. Whether that's an improvement or not is up to the player.
They say Jack's drilling operations are causing those earthquakes. Or your mom just got out of bed.
Drilling operations. Now that sounds like American policies.
The last bastion of
Check
the
that.
resistance against Jack, and the only place you'll be truly safe. Get to Sanctuary.
Digging for resources a bad thing? You can check that. So, a lot of the things that you're seeing right now is that on the top right we have a mini-map and our objective. And the objective is shown where it's at by that green diamond with a circle around it. So basically, the idea of a lot of these games is not necessarily about inflicting intense amounts of violence on an objective and completing it to the best of your ability. A lot of the granularities of it is look at your map, follow the where the diamond points you, do whatever the diamond says to do, and then go to the next diamond, making sure all red dots that show up on the map go away.
Vault hunters show up, Vault Hunter looks for the new vault, Vault Hunter gets killed by me. You see the problem here? You're still alive. So if you could just do me a favor and off yourself, that'd be great. Thanks, Pumpkin.
The dark Western flavors of the Borderlands series have basically been ramped up to cocaine levels in this game.
I see a tough-looking minion and an
Oh,
incredibly
cut out. That was weird.
handsome robot, which means that whoever has my eye is very close.
Here we go. So here's our first big boss enemy, Knuckle Dragger. And the idea is that if you can hit him in his weak spot enough times, he will not throw rocks at us anymore. So that's our goal. It's very nice. The designers kind of put this first boss in here to get you accustomed to this, but then they also make it a little difficult when he jumps away, like he just did. And during that point, he sends out smaller guys to help him out, and so it makes a what could be a very easy fight against one person. It kind of complicates it in a way. Even though on the surface level, it's still a very generic and easy fight. Perfect for that level 1 encounter. There's not usually more than one thing coming at you. And if there is, they can all kind of be shooed away quickly. And so you can, as a player, start to do little like strategies that help you learn what the game is. That move that I just did was I saw him throwing rocks at me, so I would weave inside of them, knowing that I have to get closer to his head. As I weave inside, I would come closer to him, get closer to where his weak spot is, in order to hit it more often. Simple numbers game.
I'm sure you'd like to jam your fist into my skull. Optic surgery is best left to professionals.
So that display that you just saw pop up next to the weapon helps me as a player compare the values of the gun that I'm holding to the one that I was previously using. There's a whole bunch of statistics on every weapon. It looks like there's about 5 main ones that are primarily used. Mostly like damage and accuracy and how much ammo it holds without having to reload. But it makes for a wide variety of weapons.
Fireberg's on the other side of this Hyperion barge. What say we cut through it, chum?
Having the highest numbers may not necessarily be the most useful,
This door's Hyperion tech.
or be the best
Child's
for
play.
whatever you're trying to do.
And open!
Could Claptrap just stand in front of any door and say, "and open," to open it? Apparently not.
Well, it was nice knowing you. I hear getting eaten alive by bullymongs isn't such a bad way to go.
In Pandora, there's worse ways to go, is the assumption.
Executing phase shift.
Access granted.
Oh, thank goodness for our Deus Ex Machina.
You're welcome. Perks of being an artificial intelligence. I'm networked into almost everything on this planet. It's a long
The AI
road to
gets around,
sanctuary.
is what she
Please
said.
take whatever you need for the journey ahead.
I will take everything. Everything that I need, and most things that I don't.
Minion, your master needs
So,
help.
this is a different class of gun altogether. The last gun we picked up was also a handgun in the same type. This one is a shotgun, and so its statistics read out actually differently. You saw that times
I am in
13.
this location.
That times 13 means that it shoots 13 like shots out of one casing. It also has its own ammo and its own all sorts of stuff. And so, in this case, it's a much better gun than the previous gun, but in other cases, it'll be much worse than other different kinds of classes. If I'm remembering right, there's about 7 different classes of guns. Shotgun, sniper rifle, assault rifle, submachine gun, pistol, rocket launcher, and they all do a wide variety of things. Sometimes you want one big shot to hurt something that's very close to you. Sometimes you want a whole bunch of shots to spread around a whole bunch of enemies coming at you.
For a few months, we played games like Dodge the Blowtorch and Don't Get Dunked into the Pool of Acid. I was really good at the first one.
Attention,
So we can kind of look over this valley to see what's coming up next. Got a little village.
Whoever brings me the head of the Vault Hunter who just arrived in Liarsburg. Oh, and I'm still offering a reward for Roland, the mass murdering leader of the Crimson
Level
Raiders.
3.
Good hunting, bandits.
So that gun I picked up I can't actually use yet because it's too high level for me. I couldn't tell you why one wouldn't be able to use a gun that's above one's level as far as the lore goes, but in this case we can't use it. There's a little health vial. That's what the red means.
I want you to find that Vault Hunter and bring him to me now!
Another level 3 gun. We can't use it, but maybe we could sell it later. Picking up all of these weapons, even though we don't use it, may seem kind of silly, but we can also sell it later for cash or do plenty of other things with it. And we might use it, who knows? Actually, I do. We're not going to use it. I don't want to fool you. I wouldn't lie to you.
Spectacular! First Captain Flint's bandits attack, then Claptrap shows up. I must have been horrifyingly cruel to puppies in a previous life to deserve this kind of treatment. I say, Vault Hunter, could you kill Flint's men for me?
I am way ahead of you, sir. Also, the gate does not work. So I kind of started that encounter early, but I was getting a little lazy.
We'll just shoot you in the head. It'll be quick, clean, and a hell of a lot less painful. Jack will do here.
Okay, so we're gonna try to clear up all these guys real quick. Just a bunch of level 1 marauders.
Oh no! Bullymons!
Oh, and some bullymons. But this is our our first encounter with the people of Pandora, I guess. It's not very clear who is like just actively killing anyone and who is like sane, I guess. It's kind of they create a weird dichotomy in this game between the sane and the insane. But that's what it is.
This ain't over, Grinder.
Sane people are friends, insane people are
Since my
enemies.
minion just saved your town, you want to do your bestie Claptrap a favor and repair my eye?
Yes, I suppose I am in your debt now, aren't I? Come to my shack and I shall restore Claptrap's sight. First, I shall shut off the electrical fence for you.
So Sir Hammerlock is a friend,
Let Claptrap go
and
first.
Claptrap is a friend because they are not violent in their insanities.
Like 2 peas in a pod, 2 bullets in a bag, 2 cannibal midgets in a fat guy's rib cage.
Apologies, but when Claptrap speaks, I feel my brain cells committing suicide one by one. I shall be out directly.
Alright, so we get to meet our first, our second, I should say, main NPC next to Claptrap.
A pleasure to meet you, Vault Hunter. I am Sir Hammerlock.
NPCs are great because they give us quests. Classic RPG role-playing game move.
I came out here to research the bully moles for my almanac.
Heroes get quests, heroes do quests to get experience and level up to do bigger and better things later.
And defeat Captain Flint's bandits. Unheard of.
It's the simplest gaming
I'm in the
mechanic.
sanctuary myself. From what I hear, the Crimson Raiders there could use people like you. Now, if you could hand me the robot's eye, please.
So you can see on the top right our objective keeps changing and doing all these different things. Even though it's not giving us experience, it's getting us to the point to where when we turn in the final quest, we get a whole bunch of experience.
That should do it.
Ha-ha! I am alive!
Oh dear, he's talking.
Interesting thing is that all this stuff that I'm talking about doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the aesthetic flair that's inherent in Borderlands
Time to
2.
join up with the Crimson Raiders in Sanctuary. This glacier's full of nothing but murderers or jerkbags, like that Hammerlock dude.
Like that line.
I'm standing right here, dude. Now that Liarsburg is cleared, I might as well turn on the main power. This town's
Okay, that's my favorite action in the whole intro, is just Claptrap
Minion,
flipping off.
roll out.
Oh, so good.
Our fearless leader Jack is looking for you. Charming fellow, isn't he? Sparks drivel about
Alright, so there's also a couple other things around the area, like vending machines that give out guns and ammo and health are the main ones. So we could, with our cash that we've been gaining all over the place, shop for guns. Whole bunch of different guns. Right now there's just a lot of pistols because we're low level, but soon there'll be a lot of different kind of guns, all with different brands and different stats, and they're all like controlled, randomized in Borderlands fashion. Basically, they give you a level, and within that level, you have certain stats that can go within a range. So it doesn't go above a range too high and overpower everything, and it doesn't go too low to leave you defenseless. Anyway, those 3 kinds, there's ammo vendors, there's health vendors, and there's weapon vendors. And you can buy and sell all your stuff there that you want. Very quick and dirty.
Work, curse you! Ah, fecal matter. The bounty board's broken. The Resistance must have disconnected it before they left the Sanctuary. I'd planned to post some jobs for you. Ah, well, just speak to me instead.
Bounty boards are where you get quests. In this case, Sir Hammerlock is where we get quests. So this is where we turned in our quest. We get a shield for this one, a bunch of experience and some cash. That's pretty cool.
Enjoying Liarsburg.
Now we have a shield to
Town used to have a spectacular
protect our
amount of
health.
hustle and more bustle before its denizens fled
Health
the
is harder to
Sanctuary
restore,
escape Jack's army.
so you have a shield that will automatically
Captain
restore
Flint's men killed it on the stairs.
your shield for you. So he's got a couple more quests that we can do. We can grab a couple of quests from him, which is awesome. And that can allow us to multitask. So, during our next episode and through the rest of our adventures, we're going to start doing these other quests. First we need to grab Claptrap, and then we need to, in this one, clear the graveyard and clear the pond of bullymongs. Very simple quests.
Liarsburg, I see no reason that wild bullymong should lollygag about the place, disrespecting the memories of the former townsfolk. If you could clear the town of them, that would be most gentlemanly.
The objectives on your HUD pertain to your active mission. You can change your active mission by using the mission log in your Echo device.
So if we hit select, we can work with all these things. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and we'll be here in the next episode.